kiss and hug me. Come on strong, go on and love me. Let's not waste that big old moon. Wake up and smell the perfume. Just say if you want to be more than friends.
Hello everyone, welcome to a Social Web Cafe TV interview. And today we have Ann Smarty and Gerald Weber, and we are talking about viral content buzz. Welcome Ann and Gerald.
Thank you for having us, Deborah.
So, Ann or Gerald, do you want to tell the world what viral content buzz is and what you're all about?
I guess Gerald would be the first to speak because he's really the who idea originated from. So he could speak a bit about how he came up with that idea and why he decided to invite me to that project.
Well, that answers my second question, how this came about. Gerald.
Well, yeah, I'm sending out a tweet as we're talking, so people will know what we're doing. I'll post it on Facebook after I answer this question. Yeah, so basically, when me and Ann first became friends, it was right about the time that she was starting to guest blog, or maybe a little bit after that, but it was what introduced me to the concept of guest blogging, and I started to also get into social promotion at that time, promoting content. What's the best way to promote content? So we experimented, spent a lot of time on social media sites like Dig. I was a Dig power user for I don't know, a couple of years or something. Reddit, Stumble Upon. We really spent a lot of time and experimented with a lot of these different social platforms, Twitter, and every once in a while we get a piece of content to go viral, and that's always like really exciting when you get a piece of content that really goes viral, and it just gets thousands and thousands of hits, traffic each day. So that's always been kind of I guess you could kind of say it's not even directly related to my primary business, which is SEO. It's always been kind of like a hobby, I guess you'd say, something that we just do, or at least something I would just do on the side for fun. But there's obviously an overlap when it comes to just marketing and branding and SEO in general. So any case, the biggest issue, I guess, was the time and resources that it takes to really try to promote a piece of content. Like you have a really good piece of link bait or something that you wrote, and you want to promote it, and you send it to all of your friends, or maybe you have some friends on IM or something. You spend some time doing that. But either way, if you're going to manually promote content, it really takes a lot of time and resources. So what I started doing is experimenting with some of these different platforms that are like, how can you get more people to stumble your content, or how can you get more people to tweet your content, or how can you get more people to dig your content on sites like Dig. Well, the thing is, all of those, they seemed good in theory at the time, but most of them, had some problem somewhere or another. Like either they just they allowed really extremely spammy content, or maybe they just didn't have a lot of users, or there was just always something that I did not like about each platform. So I'm like, I can, or they use puppet accounts, for example, like they create fake social media accounts, and what good does it do to share your content from a fake social media account? Really nothing, So, so after experimenting with all these different platforms, it's like, all right, the idea is here with this one, but I don't like this, I don't like that, or there's too much spam. So I was talking to Ann about it one day, And she's like, well, yeah, we ought to just, create our own. I'm like, well, you're right. We should do that, So basically, like, all right, so I know that this is the problem with this one, and this is the problem with this one. Well, we can create our own mousetrap, per se, and we can make our own rules. We can, for example, we can make sure that it's not pure spam by moderating all the submissions, as an example. Or we can ensure that all of the profiles that are doing the sharing are genuine profiles and not spammy, just puppet accounts that are set up to just share. Or another example is like some sites, you form a group, like social media friends, and you all share each other's content, which I don't think there's really anything wrong with that. But in that particular example, if you're creating like an obligation, like I have to share every single one of your blog posts, what if I like some of your blog posts, but I don't like every single one of them? So like we wanted to craft and tailor things like this. Like, all right, you're not obligated to share any particular user's content. You just share what you like. So we were able to really craft each specific part of viral content buzz. So the way we thought would, after years of experience of, engaging in social platforms and also testing and seeing the pitfalls that other platforms had, we could, basically create what we felt was kind of a good platform that focuses on, the right things, the quality and real social media accounts and things of that nature.
So rather than building something that says, hey, I want to go make money, I'm going to create viral content buzz, you actually created something that you used yourself as a case study almost to say, what is it that I'm looking for, and built it out of that desire and the needs that you identified.
Yeah, that's right. That's actually a perfect way to summarize it. And that being said, we're pleased enough with the way things are going with viral content buzz. I mean, we use it for our own clients, our own personal blog posts and things of that nature. So that is the perfect way to describe it. Is we put together something that we felt fit the quality approach, and something that we would use personally. Exactly.
My own rule of thumb with any project that I'm building is that the project is only good when you yourself use it and you yourself benefit from that. If you create a phone and you use someone else's brand to speak on the phone, so your product will fail. You have to have trust in your product and you have to use it yourself. That's what we've been doing with Gerald, and I guess that's the main point. If we are not comfortable with how it works, we try to fix it and to try to make it right. And even though viral content buzz originated as the social media sharing platform, in reality what many our users are saying is that it's a great way to put your content in front of powerful social media people. So we target it really well. You can customize your dashboard, what you see each time you log in, so that you only see the topics that you're interested in. So nothing else. If you only want to read about social media and search engines, you can select that category and it will always be in front of you. You won't be bugged by any irrelevant content you wouldn't like to share. If you feel like, you can always go through the categories and read more if you have free time. But in reality, it has evolved into something bigger, because right now people can just, while they are having a cup of coffee and want to read something, they can go to that platform, they can be sure that all the content there was pre-moderated, so there is nothing of mediocre articles directory, quality there. They can be sure that someone read those articles before they were put in front of your eyes. So it's also a good discovery tool. You can discover news, you can see high quality articles there on the topic that you are interested in. It's like better controlled Twitter stream. When someone goes, before you see anything, someone goes and makes sure that that's a useful piece of content.
You know, you said the cup of coffee, and I was just thinking all the people that love Pinterest, and that's something that you have that I haven't seen in a lot of buzz platforms, is you have Pinterest. But if someone wants to add more images to their Pinterest, what better way than to grab your cup of coffee? So now you have your coffee break, you're filling up your Pinterest boards, and you're getting the gamified process of viral content buzz to get points so you can have your content. I mean, that's 3 things in a span of like 15 minutes.
Yes, I mean, we are all busy and we don't have time. I used to read blogs maybe 4 years ago when I had that commitment. Every morning started with 10 or 15 RSS feeds in my reader. But who gets the time now? We are flooded with social media streams, we are flooded with emails, we are flooded with work, and that way you can save lots of time while keeping your streams active, and you're also earning credits for that activity, and you can, at some point of time when you need it, you can put your own content in front of other people who are interested in it. So it's many things in one.
And what networks do you support? Like
right now,
Pinterest, Twitter?
Twitter, Facebook, as well as Facebook business pages. So you can share on your personal Facebook profile, or you can share on your personal profile and business pages you manage, or you can just share on business pages without sharing on your profile to better target. I know that Facebook is more personal, so if you don't want to share any professional content that would be not interesting to your personal friends, you can always keep your personal profile and share your business pages that you're managing. So we support Twitter, Facebook, StumbleUpon, and Pinterest.
Excellent. And you know, you brought up a good point on the Facebook, because really to keep that, once you get that traction on Facebook, to keep it, you need regular posting. And I don't know if anyone else suffers, but sometimes there's mornings and say, what am I going to post on? I don't have anything fresh on my site that I want to post on my business page, so what do I post? And that's a great idea, to visit Viral Content Buzz and get some quality, like Ann and Gerald mentioned, it's moderated, quality content to post on your business Facebook page. So that's excellent. And how does the moderation work?
Well, the way that moderation works is anytime someone submits a new project, it goes into a moderation queue, and we have moderators, including myself, that actually manually review the submissions to make sure they meet quality guidelines, and the content is somewhat useful, that sort of thing. Then we just approve it, and there is a point every time a user gets an approved submission, they earn karma, and there is a certain point that once they have X number of approved articles, they will become a trusted user, I guess is the best way to say it. And then, at that point, once they're a trusted user, their articles will go, live immediately instead of going through the moderation queue.
Now, how do they float to the top? Like when you go into a category and the ones that are on the top, how do people get at the top?
Well, right now, that's basically first come, first serve. In other words, it goes in the order that they're submitted and approved. So older submissions will tend to eventually go down the page, and eventually they'll go like on the second page and that sort of thing. However, we have recently added a new feature that if a project has been there for a while, I mean, it's not usually a fast process that someone's going to be, on the second page right away. But we have added a new feature that whenever you add another 30 credits to a project, it'll move it back to the first page. So that is a way, if you have a project that's been promoted and it's gone down like to say the second or third page, that's a way to kind of get it back to the top. You can go and add 30 credits to that project, 30 credits or more, which sounds like a lot, but it's not really a lot when you consider anytime someone shares. It's probably between about it is between 1 to 5 credits. So that's usually about, depending on the strength of the user, somewhere between 10 to 15 shares. So back to what I was saying, if you add 30 credits to a project, that will essentially move it back to the first page, and you can kind of start over at the top, if you will.
Excellent. That's a great feature, a way to keep that evergreen content circulating, going viral.
Just a quick note to this, that even if you bump your project back to the top, only people who haven't shared it yet will see it. So it will only be in front of those people who have for some reasons missed it when it was on top. So it will be exposed to new people, not those who have already seen it and shared it.
Excellent. So that is a feature across the board, not just on the ones that get bumped to the top, but if you've already shared something, you're not going to see that content again.
Yes. So you already read it. There is no point in you seeing it again. That would add to the clutter, and we try to make this project really sleek and clutter-free. So if you have already read and shared something, you won't see it again, even if it's bumped back to the top.
I like that, because sometimes it's grayed out, but it's still in the list, so you still have to go through like 15 grayed out things before you get to one that you haven't shared on some other platform. So that's excellent.
Yeah, another feature to help you if you see some projects that you don't feel like sharing. Right now, you can also hide them from your dashboard. That in no way affects that project in any negative way. There is you don't feel. Sometimes even in technology category, that time tracking, I see some project that I just don't feel are relevant enough to my followers to share. So instead of seeing them all over again until I share them, I can now hide them. There is a little icon in the right top corner of each box with a project that allows you to hide those projects from your dashboard. If you don't feel like sharing them, you don't have to see them all over again.
So you could log in, say, with your cup of coffee while you're doing Pinterest, and you can say, there's 20 articles here, and I know that 15 of them are not relevant because I have such a niche target, so I'm going to hide 15 of them, and then come back later and decide which one of those 5 you want to share at what point, which you can also schedule, correct?
Yes. You can schedule Twitter and Facebook, but not Pinterest or StumbleUpon because they don't allow that through API. So for Pinterest and StumbleUpon, we didn't have too much flexibility. So you can just share on right now in the real time, but you can schedule tweets and Facebook shares.
And if people are asking, what do I get? This is a gamified platform. I heard that term relating to Buzz, and I like the term gamified, where if they share, they get credits. So you said, Gerald, 1 to 5 credits for sharing?
That's correct, yes.
And then do they get the same return?
Well, yeah, it's all based on, and I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but it's based on how powerful your social media account is. So, for example, if someone has 100 Twitter followers versus 1,000 or 5,000, they're gonna get different amounts of credit when they share, and so they might get 2 credits or 3 credits or 4 credits depending on the strength of their Twitter or Facebook or what have you. So, the same applies when you have a project that you add credits. So let's say you have a project and you add 50 credits. What's going to happen is you're going to get different social media, different users that have different strength social media accounts that are going to be sharing your project. So you might have someone share it on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, and it might be 2 credits here, 3 credits there. It will depend. Those credits will deplete depending on the strength of their social media following, is the best way to say it.
So if you have 50 credits, you could have 10 very influential people on Twitter share it, or maybe you have 50 people that are just starting out on Twitter share it. But either way, you're getting it in front of, roughly, generally speaking.
Yeah, you're getting in front of a new audience either way. But the whole point of this is, let's say someone has 100,000 followers on Twitter, and another user has 100 followers. So in order to encourage the more influential social media people to participate, if they were going to get the same amount of credits as someone that has 100 followers, so someone that has 100,000 followers, well, what's their incentive to participate if if it's an even trade-off? So that's why to encourage people to use their most powerful social media accounts. That's why we have the credit system, where you get more credits for using a more powerful social media account. I guess that's the best way to put it. And to be really clear about it, we only allow real social media accounts. So if someone were to, let's say they're going to sign up and say, hey, I'm just gonna game this platform, and I'm gonna use this fake account and earn all these credits, or something like that. There's really no value in a fake account that has no followers sharing content. It's kind of spammy. If they were to get away with it on, let's say, a short term, they'd probably only get 1 credit each time they shared. So it would take a really, really long time for them to build up credits. But we also probably will notice it and just ban their accounts. So, the reason we do this is kind of twofold. It's one is to encourage people to use their most powerful social media accounts, and we want to attract social media influencers because we want things that are real. So we want real social media sharing real social media accounts sharing real content. And we want to keep out the spammers. We want to keep out people that want to just create these puppet accounts, because we don't allow that.
Makes sense. So how do people sign up?
They just go to the homepage, fill in the form, and they are there. They will need to activate their email from their link, which will be in their inbox, and they can immediately add their social media accounts and even see on the spot how powerful they seem and what they can share, customize their dashboards, and even they will have 10 test credits just to test the grounds. So if they choose, they can add their project right away and add those 10 credits just to see how it works before they start doing anything there. But this project will obviously go through the moderation first. So it's really easy. I'm hoping that really only few people may be lost, but most of the time the feedback we are getting is that it's pretty clear and intuitive what's going on there and how to use the platform. And just stressing upon what Gerald was saying is that our main aim was to put the content, high quality content, in front of social media influencers. That's how all the social media grades have been invented. So not to game anything or fake any social media activity of any mediocre content. We really aim to the real content and real users, but that was just the idea behind attracting powerful social media accounts, because that's how it becomes valuable. When you are just a beginner blogger who creates really cool content, but no one really sees it because you don't rank and you don't have that huge social media following that could get your word out. It's only fair if you had a place where you could just give your content that deserves some attention and get in front of people who would care, like it, and help promote it.
Well, there you have it, guys. You can be up and running within moments after visiting viralcontentbuzz.com. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Gerald. We appreciate you taking time and explaining the platform.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't you wanna kiss and hug me? Come on strong, go on and love me. Let's not waste that big old moon. Wake up and smell the perfume. Just say when. If you wanna be more than friends, got some love I'd like to make. Baby, you can squeeze me, I won't break. We could be in a paradise, you and me. Until then, I'll remind you again. Just say when. Oh yeah, until then, I'll remind you again. Just say when. Oh baby, just say when.